Hear that roar of thunder, hear those tires scream. He's every boy's hero, every lady's dream. Flying down highway heading west in a streak of black light called the Bandit Express. Look out, the bandit's coming, tires screaming, engine humming. Looks like the bandit's on the move. Look out, the bandit's coming, bet your money and warn no women. Tell those smokies all to take a rest, 'cause they'll never get the Bandit Express.
YouTube. Brad here, back, Aussie truckie on Highway 31. Back in Canberra, back in a drizzly old Canberra, and with drizzle and rain for the most part normally comes humidity or warm weather. Luckily this time it's still later. We're sitting on 12 degrees at 7 o'clock in the morning, so cannot complain about that one bit. And the last couple of days have been a bit warmer. I think we are into August now. I think the weather is starting to turn, which is good. Because one thing I lost last year with the other truck, the other black truck I was in, it has the, I know Max have got them, a lot of European trucks, or most European trucks have got them. All the exhaust is contained in a big unit down here behind the front steer tyre. That's real good, especially with the exhaust down there too. For while you're waiting to be unloaded or whatever, you got like a little pot belly, little fire there. Keeping you warm. Somewhere warm to put your gloves on to dry them out when it has been wet. And even better if you do have to get out on the way up here somewhere to the little boys' room. You've got that nice exhaust blowing on your legs to keep things warm. But now this one's got a stack. I've lost my heating. There is still a exhaust pipe that comes out from under the cab to the exhaust. It's got heat shield on it, but it is warm enough to keep the gloves warm and dry them out if I've got enough time while I'm waiting to be unloaded, which is a good thing. But you pretty much lose all heat coming out of it. So anyway, enough about the weather until it plays a part on us. We're going out to Yass now to Martin's, pick up some stuff for Bunnings, and we've got another drop to do on the way home as well. But we'll see what happens when we get out of there. It's been raining all night. It's probably going to be foggy as hell when we get out there, but we'll see. So if this is your first click on my video, that's the UHF. I am Brad, as I said before. Welcome, thank you. If you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the video, I hope you catch out more videos and eventually subscribe and hit that like button. But it's warm, the thermals are off. I only went as far as the thermal top this year. I don't even think I went to thermals at all last year. They've been in the cupboard for 2 years, because the year before that it was thermal top and pants. So that's just how much it's warmed up a little bit over the last 2 winters. But anyway, there was a couple of mornings where it was really cold and I wish I had the thermal pants on as well, but not this time. So we'll deal with Canberra traffic and the madness of it all. I won't sit here and bother you anymore. We'll cut to the classic driving montage as we leave Canberra, and next stop, Yass.
The outlaw run is an endless one. It's a hungry night where wrong is right and the race is done when the race is won. In the morning sun, just looking to the light. In our mind, you know, with a ticket for the win. I'm behind you now, and you can never win. I'm behind you now, and your days are getting thin. I'm behind you now, with a ticket for the win. is a borderline that's only crossed when the game is lost and the hunter's lot is a single shot when the sun is hot and the dice are tossed. Burn behind you now with a ticket for the win. Burn behind you now and you can never win. Burn behind you now and your days are getting thin. I'm behind you now with a ticket for the win.
Oh, it's a wide out. Inside and out. Classic rookie mistake. Jumped out of the cab with the camera and forgot to hit the play button or the record button, so no loading here, unfortunately, for today. Come on. They've done it to me again. There was supposed to be 15 pallets to put on, but the cane mulch have started double stacking and only counting as one space. Unfortunately, when it's double stacked like that, it doesn't fit on the trail. It's too tall. So the 8 for Albury turned into 9, and the 6 or 7 for Woomargama turned into 12, which, yes, is 21 spaces, which I would fit on, but again, I've got a pallet to drop off down the road here in a bit, and the cages and that to take back as well, so just don't have the space. Come on. Big windows, once they start fogging up, it's very hard to get on top of it. Come on, up the hill. You're not that heavy. Oh, there's the other truck now. So I only put Albury on, the other truck's going there to get the 12 for Woomargama. It's handy having that second truck come past, but it only works if he's before Yass and not already past it. God, that's hot. So it's as you'll see, it's probably not going to be a very long video, this one, but we'll see how we go. Next stop is Tarcutta. We've got a pallet of seed to drop off at Nutrinag there. Do a slow drive by the amp hole and see if there's any signs sticking out saying no milk again. If not, we might get a coffee from there for old time's sake. But that is the next course of action. Driver's side, so we're going to go down here and do a big U-bolt and come back up. I was here last week and that truck was broken down blocking the fork, so we had to unload everything or half a pallet by hand, which wasn't fun, but we had to crack in and get it done, otherwise we'll still be there. At least the rain stopped. It's not raining back in Albury, the skies are clear, so I knew it had to stop eventually. Still a bit of shit on the windscreen though. And Joey's just opened up too. Can't tell, just on 10 o'clock. I'm not doing another $9 toaster singer. Stop there so that territory can get out. Where we need to be behind us. That on. Let's get this pallet off. Wow, I'm really having one of those days. Set the camera up. Get out. Don't press record. Oh well. There was just the one pallet for there anyway. So we'll go down, we'll have a look at Ampole. There you get coffee and go to the little boy's room anyway. Post is parked in my spot. The back of that truck's spewing some shit out. Leave these windows cracked while I'm away, so hopefully the windows defog. We'll be back in a minute. I swear it's a practical joke that those in retail play on truckies by not putting sugar in coffee. Yeah, we're on the larger side, but you don't know that's the only thing I'll have in during the day that has sugar in it. Anyway, big load of Hereford bulls. Whoa, bull. Yeah, if there's one thing that's going to keep you up, it's a cup of coffee with no sugar in it. But anyway, rain must be pushing south. It's just started again, but there's blue sky ahead, so that's it for Tarcutta. Unfortunately, we missed the unload part. Sorry, but we're going to head south and might have a little surprise in store. Well, it won't be a surprise because it's probably in the title, but let's go down to Woomargama. We are back in the land of the submarines. One little important stop to do here in Holbrook before we progress south. As we head down the main drag of Holbrook, formerly Highway 31. A lot of change here, as I said last time we come through town. All these trees planted along the main drag to stop trucks being able to park along. They have still kept the parking in front of the IGA here, so if you're going north and need groceries, you can still park there, whether or not there's caravans parked there. Russian roulette. Yeah, mate. Yeah, you're working.
Thanks, mate.
Someone can hear me. I didn't think he would, that's why I didn't answer in the first place. are in Holbrook here for one special reason. Through the generosity of one channel member and one viewer on the last week's video, I've been holding off coming to Holbrook to, I can't get a park near the Beechworth Bakery there, but they have got a store open in the Ampole here. Another problem we got is all along here. Alright, so it's only at night time. Pretty sure as soon as you get to the servo here, there's no parking signs the whole way across. But we're in luck because there's truck parks over there. So we'll head in. The other day when I come through here, every single park was full. You had caravans parked side by side instead of one after the other. You'd get two caravans in a truck area, but again, I think I've mentioned before, the biggest problem with going in here, and we're not going to have that today, is the drive through. To get to the back car park area, you need to go past the pumps. And although it says trucks only, apparently that also means four-wheel drives, Land Cruisers, anyone towing a caravan. And from memory, you've only got two choices of getting through here. Sorry, three choices. That tilt tray is going to take one, which means we've got to take one of the other ones. Again, this massive space. There's nothing between here and the off-ramp for Holbrook on the southbound side, and this is what they come up with. The parking bay at the old Ampole on the northbound, on the northern side of town that used to be there was bulldozed. The parking bay out the back of that would be as big as this. So, I'll park next to the horses. Probably shouldn't, but anyway. A couple of horses in there too. Alright, I'm going to duck in here and get something to eat. Oh, leave the lady driver. And we'll continue on. Lovely, thank you. Concerning walking out and not seeing your truck parked as far forward as you thought it was. It's funny, as I mentioned before, we're here because of the contribution of a couple of people on the channel. David, thank you very much, a viewer, and one of my channel members, Josh, very generous donation, as well as being a channel supporter as well. So that's why I've come in here to deal with the traffic, but there's none. So we've got a piece of jelly slice. Can't go wrong with jelly slice. And that's your $8.50 solid roll, which isn't as big and packed as Gundy, but It looks pretty good for $8.50. It's funny, coffee, slice, and the roll, just about the same price as a toasted sandwich and a coffee from Long Track and Joe's Cafe in Tarcutta. But again, massive thank you for those two viewers. Josh, if you're looking for more truck and good content, head over check out Josh's channel, the_Aussie_trucky, I believe the name of the channel is, for some more truck and good content. Everyone's using the words average Aussie, trucky, Aussie. It's used in nearly everyone's YouTube channel, so it does get a bit confusing, or a bit yeah, who's who, who's what, who's who. So anyway, we'll get out of Holbrook. Josh here did say grab yourself a roll and another piece of cake or dessert, but your donation to the channel too, Daniel, was great, so that's why I got the slice as well. And it'd be interesting to visit the store on the main drag to see if the prices are the same, because obviously they have a lot more flow of customers through here, and for ease of getting on and off the highway, it is a lot easier than Gundagai. It's cheaper. It'd be the cheapest spot to eat on the Hume, between Albury and Yass anyway. But the biggest problem, two biggest problems, one, as I said before, getting to the truck bay and having somewhere to park is one problem, and the other problem is here now we're only 45 minutes from home, so by the time I get here, I shouldn't be having the coffee because it's going to keep me up tonight, but 45 minutes from home, 45 minutes from getting in the car and heading to home, where I can have a cup of tea and have me tea / lunch before watching some YouTube and going to bed. So I just wish this was at Tarcutta. It'd be so much better, but I can't do it. So anyway, we're going to head south. I've got one more surprise for you just down the road here a bit, and I'm going to have some slice in the meantime. Treat. I think I've shown you Yass, Jugyong. I haven't shown you Bookham yet. Gundy and Holbrook and Tarcutta. Sections of the old highway you can still drive. I've got to do Bookham. Remind me to do Bookham. But we're going to stop here and go off through Woomargama. I haven't been this way since it was bypassed. I used to work on the bypass when it was built, getting lunch in at the BP service station in town. I got no idea if any of that stuff still exists, so this is going to be a good little trip down memory lane for me, as well as some of you blokes that would have travelled this way when we were doing, no, this was first, when we were doing the Tarcutta bypass. It was done before all this, so we still had to come through Woomargama, through Holbrook. Currently she looks about the same. There's probably more recognisable stuff if you're coming northbound than southbound, but I do remember the hill here. I don't know how much of a climb it is either way. I think there's an overtaken lane on the southbound, on the southern side, so it might might sort of show that it's a bigger climb on that side. But basically, the rest of the old Hume between Albury and Yass, these are the parts I've shown you, and the only parts you can still drive on. There are a couple of asphalted sections still, but there's no public access. It's on private property, or the cockies are using it as a dump. as anyone that goes past the section at the Seven Sisters there, just before Steamroller Hill or Reedy Creek, might know as well. Yeah, one farmer there, he's got a heap of rubbish wash machines and all sorts of junk down sitting on the old highway, but it's one of the main reasons why you don't have a crawl in the Hume, or haul in the Hume only comes down the Yass. They don't come any further because you're pretty much on the old highway. But the old parking bay there, oh, is that a parking bay there? I don't want to go in there in case I can't get out, but obviously there's an old pad there on the southbound side as well, and there is, you can get out, but anyway, I didn't want to get stuck in there. And that would have been a lot longer before they put dirt on the end of it there. Yeah, not much of a pull either way. She's pretty tame, but again, back in the day with ridges and that sort of stuff running up and down here, it would have been a little bit more of a slower climb. Falcon wasn't parked there, but looks like it's been there a little while. Remember, there should be a bridge down here somewhere too. But it's just another section of the old highway. It's nice and wide. Granted, all these upgrade works would have been done fairly recently, before the bypass was put in. They probably would have done this before the bypass was going in. But looking at the line marker now, it looks like it was just done yesterday. That's the turn off to Gingerlic. I'll have to memorise that for next time. Yeah, got you, mate. Now, Woomargama itself, even back before the freeway went through, a highway town, yes, but it wasn't really much of a highway town. Post office, a small BP servo, I think it had 2 pumps, and from memory that was about it. Maybe a hall and a CFA shed, but probably one of the smaller communities along the old Hume in terms of commerce and residents. And then much like Tarcutta and other spots where most of those businesses, or all the businesses, are pretty much gone, apart from a couple. So even now they got it down as a tourist drive, but there's not much here to see. Well, it looks like the pub's expanded a bit. Big deck out the front. I don't remember the motel, but the servo's the Australia Post now, so it must have got out of the little building off on our right. Woomargama Hotel. They must get a few in. That's the old BP there, what it would have been. And the schools. Lawrence is using it as a depot. Yeah, the post office used to be over in the old building over there. That joint's still standing. That was abandoned back then when the bypass went through. School. That's about it. N14 Benz, Volvo. What is that? Oh no. S-Line. Oh, S-Line tipper. In terms of distance, even though the place was bypassed, it's no shorter going the main freeway than it is going around this way. Of course, all you got's a 70k zone through town, that climb up the other side that'll slow you up. And of course, both ends you haven't got an on-ramp or an interchange to get on and off the freeway. You've got to bloody stop and only have a small merging lane to get back on. But there it is there, we're back at the freeway. And the worst thing is, with both sides, the old freeway keeps on going and would have merged onto the freeway better as the construction was going in. You can see the double lines going straight ahead there, because you used to have to go straight ahead there while they were doing the concrete and the formation works for the new alignments. This should be fun. Oh, let's go. Straight out, we're not even going to merge. Straight out. There, you could have gone straight down there, had the speed up, and merged quite easily, but for some reason, as part of the project here, Jugyong's the same. It could have come straight out here behind this cut, and here we're back on the old road. It's only because when they concreted, they diverted all the traffic over on the northbound side, so they could dig the southbound side up in the old highway, dig the asphalt up, and lay down concrete on top of it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed Woomargama, something different. As I said, we'll do Bookham next week maybe. Bookham. Get off at Sweetwater Creek and go down and check out the old boomerang factory. Again, something I haven't seen since the bypass went in, so it'd be interesting to see if that's still there. It was closed before the bypass went in. All I remember when we're coming to do these sections and work up here is travelling that section double lines most of the way and getting stuck behind cars and trucks and caravans on single carriageway, which is what the Hume used to be, but it goes back down through there now, which again, they've put dirt at the end of it, and that old road actually comes up and tees into this parking bay where there's plenty of room along there for trucks to park. You could have made that parking bay so much bigger by having such a bigger off-ramp to it. But no, we'll build this little one. It'll be interesting to see, they're about to start work on Aeroplane Hill on the northbound side, I think it's going first, where they're upgrading it and putting toilets there, which is great. The long drop on the northbound, you drive past and see old people and mums and that walking over towards with your kids and just think, nah, don't do it, turn away. It's a horror story, that thing. But now they're going to finally put your big toilet block and that in like they've done with so many other parking bays along here. They're going to redo the surface, but you can guarantee they're going to put a car section and a truck section. And anyone that knows Aeroplane Hill knows that it's used for changeovers and everything else. It's going to completely destroy the truck parking ability on that. It's going to go from being able to fit, what, 10 trucks maybe if you park them in there properly. You currently get 10 trucks in there, either side, and now you're probably going to get 4 or 5. Which is going to push everyone to the big pad at Tarcutta, and hilarity will ensue, but luckily I don't have to deal with that. So, but yeah, Sweetwater, we've got a section there, and of course the final one would be getting off at Davey Road and going in Wagga Road through Lavington and follow the old highway down through there. Unlike Woomargama and Tarcutta, a lot's changed on that bottom end. So we might hit one of these bypasses each video coming up just to get them out of the way. And then while some of the other old sections you can't drive on, you can get to them by foot. So we might visit some of the well-known ones, maybe the Seven Sisters, maybe Steamroller Hill, and some parts south of Tarcutta, especially the Tarcutta box site. It's a little billabong. I definitely want to get to that one soon as well. But that's going to be it for Highway 31. We are, what are we? We are half an hour out of town. Do a smash cut to getting off at South Street, and we'll get all this Martins off. Much better day down here today. Oh, this is going to be fun. Thing's developing a shutter in the front end too when you hit 70k an hour. It is getting worse, and you can feel it, especially when the jakes come on. They reckon it's tyres, but I don't know. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Oh no! We'll stop. We'll stop. Play it safe. Ugh. That's it. Red. Give me a green, that's us. Yeah, rightio. All done. Let's see what's parked everywhere this morning. Well, I say this morning, it's 5 to 12, so. Parked everywhere. He's loading the front of that. We might park beside it, but back a bit. Oh, and that van's pulled in behind me. Blocking them in, I think. What's around the corner? No, car's all down there. Dang it. We'll try that. I'll probably have to move again, but I'll get these 9 off and see how we go.